So I'm Jack Morvan, I work for the Times newspaper. I've been covering different bits of the Extinction Rebellion today, trying to find out who the people are and why they're here. It's pretty obvious why they're here, but just the individual stories as to why they've come. And then I'll be writing that up, I expect, for Thursday's edition.
Amazing. So how's it been going?
Well, it all seems to be very peaceful, and most of the time we seem to be having a nice time. Everyone seems to be very friendly. Yeah, I think.
So wait, day 2. They're planning 2 weeks of action.
Well, so I've heard that the first week is going to be sort of outreach to people to try and get the message across, and then the second week will be disruptive. So we'll have to see what happens then.
Oh, that's going to be interesting, isn't it? Amazing. So how can people find you on the Times?
How can they find me? Well, they can subscribe. Times is behind a paywall, I'm afraid. Or you could just buy a newspaper shop.
Right.
I'll be in the news section.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Today we're out here protesting against the reckless indecision of Boris Johnson's government. And I'm standing here today, like Harry, because I refuse to be silent against the face of such an existential threat, like Voldemort faced to everyone there. I refuse to be silent in the face of the climate catastrophe. That is why I'm here today. So it's terrifying, I'm really scared, I'm shaking a little bit, but you know, sometimes we all have to be brave, and every single one of us can choose to be brave and stand up for something that affects every single one of us. So yeah.
So thank you. So this is day 2.
This is day 2.
Day 2. So you got many more days left.
Yeah, we do, and oh boy, we have some exciting stuff planned.
Any insights?
Oh, I couldn't possibly say, but you know, there's a lot coming. This is just the beginning. You know, if they take us out of these occupations, we will just keep moving. We are fluid like water. We move like water. We ebb and we flow. So even if they remove us from this occupation, we will just pop up somewhere else. You have not seen the last of Extinction Rebellion.
Amazing. And then finally, what are the main aims of today and of course the rest of it?
So Extinction Rebellion has 3 demands. The first of all being act now. First of all being tell the truth. We want the UK government to tell the truth about the climate crisis and its devastating effects. We want the media to tell the truth. And then the second being act now. We want them to take decisive climate action, because if we do not, we are set for climate catastrophe. Then the third demand being to create a citizens' assembly in which a group of people from the UK, randomly chosen, can see the climate science, sit down and talk about what needs to be done. We want to put the power back in the hands of the people, because that is where it is safe. It is not safe in the hands of Boris Johnson and his inept, fumbling, feeble government. It is not there. It is within the people. So we want to put the trust back into the people. And we want to end investment and subsidies of fossil fuels, because that is what is killing this planet.
So amazing. So I have 2 questions.
Yeah.
One, with the media, are you referring to the mainstream media that we have?
Yes, so we've been aware of the climate catastrophe since the 1980s, but the UK media, something they will often do is they will often put on one climate denier next to one Extinction Rebellion person. Now this presents that the view is 50-50. This shows that 50% of people are climate deniers. Now this is not true. This is a thing called false neutrality, and they present the view as valid, and that is not something we can deal with. That is not something we can have, because the climate crisis is here now. The media needs to stop elevating the views of such dangerous individuals, and the media needs to tell the climate science, because it is frequently ignored. It is frequently ignored.
Amazing. And this last question I have, the Citizens' Assembly, one of the demands. Could you elaborate on that? How they put into process, how they function?
So I'm by no means an expert. I am just another exile rebel. But pretty much what happens is they choose, there's a group of people who are randomly selected that mirror the demographics of the country. So you'll get kind of a cohesive view of what the entire country looks like. And so then we bring those people together
But the data from where? Where will the data come from?
There are so many. Like there was a Harvard, UCL, and Birmingham University study recently done that showed 1 in 5 deaths worldwide is contributed by air pollution. Stuff. I mean, we have. If you go onto the Extinction Rebellion website, there are so many links to everything. It has a bunch of facts, so please check it out. Please check out the Extinction Rebellion website.
Amazing. So what is the website?
I can't remember the exact URL, but if you just Google Extinction Rebellion website, you will find it.
It's amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Now, what's your name? If you don't mind.
I'm Kat Savage. I'm 18 years old, and I'm just another ordinary person standing up to make a change.
Do you have your links? Do you have any social media you'd like to shout out?
So my Instagram is at c.e.j.s. That's c.e.j.s.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So yeah, we're here because of the government inaction on the climate crisis. Especially we're focusing on the industry and government that is choosing to do nothing. We're focused on the financial industry and on the coal and fossil fuel industry. We're not only doing nothing, they keep on funding more and more fossil fuel and coal projects, both in the UK and overseas. And rather than necessarily just focus on individual action, 60% of carbon emissions are coming from the top 100 companies. So we need them and we to do their thing. They're not going to unless the government actually makes them. So we call on the government to do it. We call on the people to force the government to do it. And that's why we are here today, to get public support so that the government listens to the people and does what we need to for future generations. That's what today is about. If that causes a bit of disruption, it is unfortunate if people are inconvenienced by this. But when we look to places like Germany with their recent floods, the disruption that will be caused by the climate crisis is absolutely incomparable to the small disruption that we're causing here today. So that's what our mission is here today.
But you think like that, you have the big corporations do it, right? Lots of big rich people in the world, they're participating in this, but do you think that one of the issues might be they're in cahoots with the government? The government are working with them.
Absolutely, absolutely. The media and big companies are not looking out for the interests of the common people. The government should be doing that. But the way that our system is structured is that if they don't have the support of the big companies and the media, they can't have that funneling of money into the system, into their political campaigns. So we really need people to use their power to say, we want you to act in our best interest, in the interest of future generations. And that's why we are here, call on people to actually hold the government to account. That's the only way we can get change in this system.
I understand that. But there's lots of steps in order to achieve that, right?
Yeah.
Do you just stop complying, or do you vote in people altogether completely?
Of course, so I think that's where when you look at the political process, we need to think about things like the Climate and Ecological Emergency Bill, the CEE bill. We understand that politics works through getting political support. So a bill has been written. It is not written by Extinction Rebellion. It is written by politicians that are in the UK Parliament, right? Karen and Lucas, Brighton, is supporting that bill. And other politicians as well. And we need other politicians to get involved with that bill, because that bill has a lot of things in it that will deal with not only our carbon emissions in the UK, but also the ones that we are contributing to overseas. And also when we're thinking about how to solve this, to actually form a citizens' assembly. So we listen to the people. We don't just get huge corporations writing bills that suit them and giving them to the government to pass. So that's why we have created, or the people have created, a CEE bill that can be passed. So I think that people should get involved by putting pressure on their MPs to sign the Climate and Ecological Emergency Bill. You can go to ceebill.uk and find out more information about that. You can also make sure that your bank, because we're focused on big banks and fossil fuel companies, isn't actually funneling the fossil fuel sector by going to switchit.money and finding out is your bank supporting it and changing your bank if it is.
My name is Laura from Brighton. I'm here representing
learned so far?
Yeah, 'cause I've had a couple of cautions.
A couple of cautions?
Yeah,
For what?
I have to be careful.
Cautions for what?
Huh?
Cautions for what?
They're just trying to get people out.
They're trying to remove people with the van in the middle. They're using that as an excuse to clear the area. They want to clear the area. If they put like a section 35 in place, then they can clear the area. So it might get hairy. It might get hairy a bit later on, right? But listen, it's been like this is day 2, okay? And you've been here. You're gonna stay here for 2 weeks. So like, how's it been going so far? Are you
Yeah, it's good.
optimistic?
Yesterday was really good, but they're being more aggressive. They're being more aggressive today. Definitely, they're being more like they're pushing harder. The police.
And just like, from your perspective, what are the main demands of XR right now for today?
To stop fossil fuels. To stop the government investing in fossil fuels.
Amazing. Hey, listen, thank you very much, right? So before I leave, do you have any social media you'd like to shout out? People can follow?
Facebook, Laura Hope.
Sorry?
My name's Laura Hope. On
Laura Help. My name's Siraj. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Right, my channel is called Actual Interview.